The Gloucester Park Preview is proudly presented by Retrovision. Our panel of experts will dissect the Premier Harness race meeting of the week and hopefully find the winners. Retrovision, lowest prices guaranteed. RAC members save an extra 5% every day at Retrovision.
Good morning, welcome along to the Retrovision Gloucester Park Preview for the final time on TAB Radio, and a very good morning and thank you to the boys before me coming in here, seeing the final send-off there. Well done to Digby Beecham, Taylor Cortland, Marty Young as well, and also big thanks to Tim Walker and everyone who's been in the producers booth with the Sports Daily. Fantastic to see, with a tinge of sadness, with the Sports Daily coming to an end here on TAB Radio, as TAB Radio comes to an end. And just like that show before, we have to take the reins now, quite literally, and give our final send-off as we head towards 10 races from Gloucester Park. It is still business as usual. We've got Stuart McDonald going to join us. Mortz has texted in $250 voucher to Retrovision, so make sure you stay tuned and have the fingers at the ready for the text line 0427 789 571. You think I'd be able to remember that after all these years, but get your answers through and be able to have a chance to win not only $250, but the final voucher here on the Retrovision Gloucester Park Preview. Welcoming into the studio is the experts that we have week in, week out. And firstly, very good morning to you, Trent Cooper.
Yes, good morning, Matt. Good morning, Glen. Good morning, listeners. Yeah, it's been a long journey, and I'm not sure how long this program's been going. I think it's over 30 years. That the preview's been on, so coming to an end in its current format, but there's 10 winners to find, so we'll give our punters the best opportunity to go out with a bang.
And Glen Moore, good morning.
Hey, good morning, boys, and good morning, listeners. A bit of a crackly little microphone here, I think. Can you hear me clearly?
Sounds like the Retrovision Gloucester Park Preview. We didn't have
going out with a bang
issues and headphone issues, but you sound okay to me. So unless we get a text through, we'll just soldier on.
Right,
Stuart McDonald will be joining us very soon. Let's get into the meeting. Valet Don Martin Pace sending condolences out to the family and friends of Don, who's been a great contributor to the industry across all codes for a long time. So sad to hear the news there. And we have this race over the 1730. Great to see Gloucester Park honouring Don with this first race. Torrivian Pinky's at $5, The Righteous at $12, I'm Rock and Rod 21, Jolted Charm $5.50, Star Lily $3.20, Sundance Rainbow $41, Marshane Said $17, Burley Shard $34, Your Grace $13, Local Resident $10, Siangdi at $7, and Era is at $9. Trent, take us away.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Don Martin, who's a bookie at the trots for a long time, and even come back when there wasn't too many bookies, he'd stand up as well. So a really good contributor. So condolences.
Great friend to everybody in the industry, Don Martin.
Definitely. Race 1, not keen about it at all. I'm going to go with Torrivian Pinky. I think it's a really even field. It's drawn the pole. I think speed to lead, and from there I thought on an each-way basis I was happy to go with her, because I just don't want to be on anything else that's going to do too much work, because I don't think anything's capable of doing too much work. So her on top. From number 11, Siangdi, who was in a lot stronger field last week and was held up for a run tonight in the one wide line. Shouldn't settle too far off and can do some work in the race. I thought $7 each way was reasonable for Siangdi. Star Lily's got the best form in the race and definitely the best times. I'm not certain that she's strong enough to breeze and win a race of this nature, but she has to be considered. But $3.20 I thought was probably a little bit unders. And then throwing in the 10 Local Resident, who is going to get a lovely run and is capable of the soft run. I've left out Jolted Charm, who is a winner. She's won 5 of her last 7. This is the widest draw she's had in those 7 starts, even though it's only barrier 4. So just left her out on that basis. 111, 5 and 10.
111, 5 and 10. I thought the 5 could cross here, so that's the way I went. Star Lily. I actually thought the 7th last start was eye-catching, ran up behind them, decent last section, and hit the line really strongly. She's got good gate speed. I thought if she could ping across and lead, I think she'll be very hard to beat. So put the 5 on top. 12, Era hit the line really well. This horse is flying. And I know it's 12 over a mile, which is a little bit tricky, but I think can get into a half-decent position and has good closing speed. Put in for 2nd. 1 in for 3rd, Torrivian Pinky. I thought they would probably be happy to take the cover in this race and be leaders back. The form is sound enough, but I just thought Star Lily's form's probably a little bit superior. And 4, Jolted Charm, is a winner and could get into a half-decent spot. 5, 12, 1, 4 here, Glenn.
Yeah, look, it's a real raffle, isn't it? I've just had a throw at the stumps here with I'm Rockin' Rod. Mixes its form a little bit, but Ryan Warwick, no luck last start, got shuffled out of the race. The previous start at Pinjarra made ground late on the rail on the sprint lane, got to the line strongly. It's drawn reasonably well at $1,700 and at $21. I think they bet 26. I think it's worth a throw at the stumps just for a bit of value in a very wide open race. Ryan Warwick to drive, should be aggressive at the start. See where he ends up. 5 Star Lily. I think that's the main danger. Hasn't had a lot of luck lately. He's got a better draw tonight, and I think Star Lily will be the main danger there. The 4 Delta Charm, yeah, got the gate speed to put itself in the right spot over the 1730, and the 11 Shandy, as Trent mentioned, bit of a class dropper here. Gets a nice trailing draw. If they go hard, would be running on in a very tough race. I went for the value 3 from 5, 4, 11.
3, 5, 4 and 11 in race number 1. We get into race number 2, which is the camel time after the cricket pace, and the man who's driving the favourite in this race is Stuart McDonald. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Suave.
Yeah, morning everyone. How are we?
Very well. First race, you're driving local resident. What are your thoughts going into that race with local resident?
Yeah, it looks like a decent draw over the short trip. You obviously need some luck from in there, but the horse is going pretty well since Corey's got it. So, yeah, if it gets that luck in the last sort of 400 or 500 metres, it should be able to finish pretty close to him.
Chasing Rex is a big class dropper. What can you tell us about his racing style and his ability to do some work? We saw him work pretty hard first up at Pinjarra. Can he do the work in this race and be there at the business end?
Yeah, I think so. His work the last couple of weeks has been a lot better since that first up run. Yeah, he obviously was super when he ran third in that Nugget Prelude, and then Trent said he went super in the Nugget the other week, held up. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident coming to the race that he can work his way forward, and if the front's not there or from any of those inside runners, I'm pretty sure he can control the race from the breeze and should be pretty hard to beat.
Stewie, you're driving G. He's just brought a terrific drive for you. Drawn barrier 9, of course, with the stablemate Bondi. The Bond team would just call me Mickey inside you. How do you see it playing out? 2,500 metres, obviously, but a tricky draw.
Yeah, a tricky draw, but he's going super. I got the drive wrong on him last start. I thought being out 3 wide and 3 back probably wasn't going to be a spot to be when they were, I thought that Junior would just put the hammer down the back and run a really low 27, and I didn't really want to be trying to come wide and late on that. So I aided to go back up the middle and then come wide on the home straight, and he hit the line super. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with his form. Obviously, a tricky draw, but it does look like there's potential for a bit of speed on early with a few inside of us. And if it's a genuine run race, I'm sure he can get into it. But we know that he's probably one of the top 2 horses in the race, and this is a drop and grade for him. So pretty confident that he can possibly upset the stablemate and be right in the finish.
Mr. Smarty's got the draw advantage over his main rivals. Is it all guns ablaze at the start to try and get to the top, and from there, can he bounce back to the winners list?
Yeah, I think that'll have to be the plan. Obviously, he's got pretty good gate speed, and the one wasn't able to hold up from that draw last week. So, yeah, we'll come out as fast as we can. If we don't happen to get there, well, we'll have to stay in the breeze and hold it until Minstrel comes and try to force our way to the front after that. And his work since his last start has been really sharp. Found a couple of little things with him that we're able to get on top of, and we think that we've when I say we, I think because I've done all the work with him since he wants to be away. So if he goes good, I'll take all the credit. If he goes bad, it was Senior's fault. He wasn't there to work him. So yeah, we'll run with that. But no, his work Wednesday and last Saturday were really good, and yeah, I couldn't be much happier with him.
Her presence, she's been racing really consistently. Were you a little bit disappointed with her last effort?
Yeah, she does that. Sometimes she gets burnt off the arm. She doesn't seem to quite go as well. Yeah, she's a funny horse. She doesn't really like backing up too much. She sometimes after hobble runs the next day, she's laying down in her paddock and stuff like that. She really doesn't necessarily cop it all that well. So maybe the quick back up after what was I think a 55 mile rate the week before in the rain was probably just maybe a little bit too much for her. But yeah, she's still going well, and she had that little bit of a freshen up. But her work at home's still been good, and it's not a collectively strong field, just a field of moderate horses, and yeah, she's she looks like she's a pretty good chance in that.
And she obviously, you would gel well with her. It was Junior that was beaten on the last start and the one before that, but you had the win in between.
Yeah, so I which is weird. I don't really like the horse much, so, but I probably drove her a bit opposite to what she usually gets driven like. She got set up, so I'm not sure what the plan will be. This looks like there will be a little bit of speed early, so we'll just settle her in again and probably try and drive her the same.
Madam Publisher, Stewie, first up, how's she going behind the scenes?
Yeah, very good. Very happy with her. She's probably a week, maybe 2 weeks underdone, but this is the last-ditch effort to try and get her in the big race. Obviously, these ones are only on once a year, so I thought she was forward enough that if she drew well, she could certainly win the heat, and I think she's going well enough that if she does get any luck, she can certainly win it. Reading the press during the week, looks like the 3's not going to launch this week, and the 1's going to lead, so we'll drop to its back and look for that luck late. But I'm pretty confident with the way she's going. If she gets any sort of split in the last 400, she'll be hard to hold out.
And Major Freeway, you drove this horse last start. What was your takeaway going into a race of this nature tonight?
Yeah, he was just okay last start. He's a big gangly horse, and between me and Hayden, we couldn't quite get the cart on him right, and he just felt a bit awkward in the cart, and he was hitting his hips a bit and never really paced properly, and didn't really feel comfortable. So he's tracked him since, and he's sorted that out, Hayden. So we're pretty confident that he should go back to his best, and from that barrier, I'd say we'll just drop behind the 1, and he should hopefully hang on for second or third from there, I think.
So it sounds like with the work that you've done on Mr. Smarty, he's your best winning chance of the night?
Oh, Chase the Rex, my best winning chance, because Mr. Smarty, I think he can, if he's back to his best, which I think he should be close to, I think he can definitely win that.
Okay, Stewie, thank you very much for your time. All the best tonight, and hopefully a few winners there for you.
Thank you very much, guys.
There we have Stewie McDonald, hopefully a McDouble, if you will, in the meeting tonight. All right, we're about to get out to Retrovision for the final time.
On the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview, it is time for a Retrovision update with Glen Mortimer.
We can welcome in one of the great sponsors of harness racing across just everywhere in the state, whether it be this broadcast on Tab Radio or Country Tracks or Gloucester Park. Everywhere you see is Retrovision, and the man behind it is Glen Mortimer, who joins us and is incredible with his contributions to the sport, and he joins us for the final time today. Morts, very good morning. Thank you very much for everything that you have put in towards this show. We do appreciate it.
Yes, morning, Matt, and good morning, listeners, and thanks to all the team at Tab Radio for your support of the Retrovision brand. It's been absolutely amazing. We wish you all the best with your future. It's a very sad day that the Gloucester Park preview in this form stops. It's one of the best with the best tipsters there Australia-wide. Special thanks to Tim Walker, who created the Retrovision segment and quiz going back many years ago. So our thanks to all the team there, and happy to say, Matty, I think I've got you covered with today's question.
Okay, I'm looking forward to the challenge, and we need to get into Retrovision. I'm loving my TV that I've just purchased from you, Morts. What have we got in terms of deals going on for this week and beyond?
Well, we always thank you for your business, Matty, but Retrovision's early bird Black Friday offers are now available, and with our 60-day price promise, you get peace of mind. If you see a cheaper advertised price after you purchase, we will refund you 120% of the difference. And remember, RAC members still save an additional 5% every day at Retrovision.
Okay, text line at the ready, 0427 789 571. The quiz, what have you got for us?
For $250, Who Am I? Foaled in 1976. I won 35 from 154 starts, including a Lord Mayor's Cup, a JP Stratton Cup, a Mount Eden Sprint, Pinjarra Cup, and a heat of an Inter-Dominion, just to name a few.
Heat Inters, Pinjarra Cup. Okay, Lord Mayor's Cup, JP Stratton, and a Mount Eden Sprint, 35 from 154. and foaled in 1976 when I wasn't even a twinkle. So well done to you there, Morts. Text line 0427 789 571. We'll chat again to you soon, Morts, and hopefully not too far in the distant future, but all the best with your team going forward, and all the best with Retrovision. We thank you very much.
And thank you all once again. It's been fantastic. Have a great weekend.
Retrovision. Lowest prices guaranteed. RAC members save an extra 5% every day at Retrovision.
Oh, he's got me, because that's 15 years before I was even born. Trent?
I would have been rolling down the hill at Gloucester Park when this horse was racing, so I reckon
You've got it, have you?
No, I've got a chance. I'm not certain yet, but I reckon I'll get it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm having one guess at it. No, I was a few years out. Just. Alrighty. Silky, any ideas?
No, look, a number of horses spring to mind here, but you're talking about probably early 80s, aren't we, for the Pinjarra Cup, 81 maybe. So, yeah, I'm trying to narrow down the horses in that era, but it's a blur.
Okay, let's focus on 2025 and 625 to be more exact for the camel time after the cricket pace, 21.30. Is the trip here. American Cruise, $26. Linebacker, $9.50. Our Major Jack, $91. Tantabiddy at $5. Chasing Rex, $1.24. Flying Disco at $19. Better Arcade, $11. Fly to the Finish, $51. 41 Pocket the Change. Franco Mecca at $34. Always Be Frank, $21. Rolling Down the River at $17 here. The $1.90 would have been nice for Chasing Rex. Glen, he's been pretty unlucky his last few, and it looks like he's ready to run a big race.
Yeah, last few runs terrific. Unlucky last week in the Nugget. $1.24 now. It's been smashed, hasn't it? I think everybody's theory would be that Tantabiddy might ping across, hood on Tantabiddy, ping across, get the lead and hand over. Linebacker's got a bit of pace. It's got a hood on as well, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes first up for Craig Hynam. It hasn't been seen. Has a bit of speed, but I thought Tantabiddy probably get across and then hand straight over. And I think that's the avalanche of the money is down to that. Regardless of that, I think he could probably win breezing the way he's going. I thought the run of Pinjarra was very good. Run of the Nugget, excellent. 5 to win from 4. Might be able to hold on and run second. For third, Better Arcade, I think he's on the improve. Won nicely at Northam the other night. In probably not a characteristically good position for him outside the leader. Did a very good job at Northam, 158.5. I think he could probably run third with the right run. And the 2, Linebacker, Query horse for me. Horse I've always liked. It's probably performed below expectations on what I thought Linebacker might have ended up with. But there's potential there if they can sort him out. 5, 4, 7 and 2. 5,
4, 7 and at 2. Look on with the 5-4 combination as well. Thought Tantabiddy could cross. Chasing Rex runs to the top. Tantabiddy can run into the money, and that's how I sort of read the race. 5 from 4. In for third, I'm going to throw in at number 7 in Better Arcades. So we've got the same trifecta there, and Better Arcades definitely racing well enough, and I'm going to throw in at number 12 in for the top 4, Rolling Down the River, expecting him to be getting home quite well. 5, 4, 7 and 12, Trent.
Yes, similar theories. I'm with Chasing Rex on top. He's been crunched in. He was $1.55 not long ago, so he's been crunched in. On top from number 2, Linebacker. I thought he was a danger for what you mentioned, Glenn. He's got ability. First up from a spell, hood added. There's a few queries about him, so just keep an eye on the market for him. Put him in for second. Rolling Down the River, racing really well, and Tantabiddy can lead and sit and be a very good place chance. 5, 2, 12 and 4. 5, 2, 12 and 4. Now, Mortz has done a really good job here, because I think I've had about 12 texts come through, all different horses.
Really?
Yeah. And, yeah, it's... I don't think... I've got to check them, but I don't think any of them are correct at the moment.
Pinjarra Cup winners amongst those tips?
Yeah, Pinjarra Cup winner, Heat of the Inters, Mount Eden Sprint, G2 Stratton Memorial, and... just would have been the G2 Stratton back then, and Lord Mayor's Cup. 35 from 154, foaled in 1976. There's only one that I've checked that have actually got the right year.
Okay.
And that was...
The Pinjarra Cup winners amongst all those, did you notice whether there's a trend there? Bit hard.
I can't remember who won the Pinjarra Cup back then.
No, okay.
I have like a memory of the 90s, and it's a bit it's a decade before that. But, yeah, there's one that was sent through that was around the same, was foaled the same year, and that was San Simeon, but I don't think his record was 35 from
no,
150.
he won a lot more.
I think he won 35 in a row, didn't he?
Yeah. 3 from 34 at one stage, so I'm sure he didn't race on like that.
And I don't think he won a Pinjarra Cup looking at the honour board as well. But keep the text coming through. I don't think the right answer has been reached as of yet, as Mort's evilly rubs his hands together behind the scenes, hoping to keep that $250 voucher. Up to race number 3 on the card. This is the $9 Pint Swan Draft after the Cricket Pace, $21.30. Soho Vesperland at $5. Benji $9.50. Beat the Bank $41. Grievous $20. Dawson $2.60. Hull St. Louis $7.50 with the Iron Duke. Instigator at $9. Maximum Rocket $10. My Copy $41. Chili Punter $23. And Tiger Royal $23. Trent.
Yeah, another interesting one with a horse coming out of the Nugget, so similar sort of form lines to Chasing Rex in Dawson, who's been very good. He's on top selection. I just got some concerns at the price because we haven't seen him driven real tough yet, and he may have to in this company. So there's some concerns there. But
I think the one will hold up, Trent, and one will hold the lead.
I've sort of got it as my suggested bet in the race. I've got it in for second. Its form's outstanding. And what we don't know, and the stable may not even know, is it capable of producing the same sort of form leading? Because it hasn't been doing that. But I think this horse is absolutely flying. Soho Vesperland. And
I thought it was sit.
On Dawson or something else?
No, Dawson.
Yeah.
It makes the race for Dawson, doesn't it?
It does. If that happens, there's only two horses that can win the race. If Soho Vesperland leads and keeps Dawson out, then it really opens up the race. So I've got Dawson on top, and if he finds a top, you'd be very happy if you're on him. From Soho Vesperland, I think is absolutely flying. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do decide to have a crack with it in front. The Iron Duke, I thought if you backed him, you just didn't like the run at all until you went back and had a look at the sectionals. He just had no chance of getting into that race. They kept running, and he actually wasn't beaten that far. So I thought the effort was full of merit, and his chances will depend on Dawson not finding the top, but I think he's still one to follow going forward. And Instigator is another class runner. Just how he can get into the race is going to be the query. 5, 1, 7 and 8.
5, 1, 7 and 8. Look, I'm going from the 5-1 perspective as well. I thought very hard to beat here. Dawson, liked what I've seen since he's moved to the stables of Ray Jones. He looks hard to beat. One, Soho Vesperland. She's just a good earner, and I think while she's racing so well in the sit sprint capacity, I thought they would just continue with that sort of trajectory with her. Thought Instigator was a really good run last start, and I thought he could run a decent race in this event, and throwing in the 7, the Iron Duke in for 4th there. 5, 1, 8, 7, Glen.
Very, very similar thoughts here. Big one for the parade ring tonight, so Vesperland. Whether it hands over to Dawson. Look, there is a high likelihood, but it still gives Soho Vesperland that last crack, and it does appreciate that type of run if it leads. I think it'll be cheeky, just that last 100 metres if it does lead is definitely a query. Look, I'm going to lead to Soho Vesperland just on the basis of being a reasonable each-way bet at the $5. Put it on top to beat Dawson. Anything could happen underneath Dawson too. There could be a bit of speed there. And it might cause Dawson to do a little bit of work. And even if it does get the lead, Soho Vesperland might grab it. 1 from 5, 7, the Iron Duke. Yeah, look, the sectionals ruled it out of last start's run in the 153.7. Off the track, Blazing Reactor flying up front. Not a bad run. Instigator, the other one, the 8th, was a tremendous run against Armour X Factor. Made terrific ground, ran great sectionals, and can be in this race if there's plenty of pressure up front. I've gone 1, 5, 7 and 8, very similar.
1, 5, 7 and 8. Just a recap of your selections, Trent.
I was 5, 1, 7 and 8.
5, 1, 7 and 8, and I'm with 5, 1, 8, 7 in race 3. No traffic up at the moment, so we'll go to race 4, 7:20 Ashes Test Match. Then to the Trots Pace, 25.36, and this race, Who's the Dad, 34, Soho Moonraker, 23, Sweet Lucifer, 12, Blitz and Buy at 71, I'm a 5-Star General, 51, Soradere, 61, Just Call Me Mickey, 205, Lavra Joe at $8, Gee He's a Sport, 230, Chivalry, 61, Menamshah, 18, and Star Casino at $34. We may just hold fire here with this. 205, Just Call Me Mickey, and Gee He's a Sport at $2.30. We'll come back after the traffic and hear what's happening on the roads for the last time. There we have it. So we need some winners in race number 4. It's a very intriguing race. The Bonds look to have a very strong hand here, Glenn. Which way did you go?
Yeah, they certainly do, Matt. I went with a draw. Just calling Mickey. Denny's chosen to drive it. I think it'll keep working forward. I sort of thought that So Moonraker might ping, get the lead and wait for Just Call Me Mickey. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, I haven't really got a great deal of thought about it. I think Sweet Lucifer may have a little look-see as well.
What about Laverick Joe? Is there a chance that he charges out?
Yeah, not sure whether I'd want to drive it that way, but yeah, look, that's a possibility.
It definitely is, but I think Just Call Me Mickey's pretty sufficient gate speed-wise.
Yeah, I think he'll push forward.
It gives the indication that he's a bit sluggish because of his size. And but I think he's actually...
I think they'll press the button. Sorridera, you can't see him using it. I'm 5-star general. Robbie maybe, but I doubt it. Blitz and Buy's got gate speed. Sweet Lucifer gate speed. I thought So Moonraker had the gate speed to get the one, and I think that Mitch Miller will want to look to sit on the back of Denny Roberts with Just Call Me Mickey. That's the way I played the pattern. 7 to win in that case. Just Call Me Mickey from the 9. Gee, he's a sport. Stuart will make the move to put it in the race as soon as that pace backs off, I would assume. Laverick Joe, the interesting one in that case, he may press forward and look for that position outside the leader. If the cover comes, he might be happy to take it over the 2,500 at this stage of the preparation. Got caught in the breeze last week in a bad scenario, didn't appreciate it, but I think we'll improve with racing. So basically I played those 3. 7 to win, Just Call Me Mickey from 9, Gee, he's a sport, and 8, Laverick Joe. I think they'll take up those forward positions, and the 2, So Moonraker, I think can cling on, given that draw and that scenario we're talking about, to run 4th, 7, 9, 8 and 2.
Yeah, 7, 9, 8, 2 for Glen. On with 7, 9, 8, 3 in for 4th and throwing in Sweet Lucifer, who's racing really well and I thought could be very close to the speed, and this race could suit him and be a good test for him as well. 7, 9, 8, 3 for me, Trent.
Yeah, with everyone, I'm just a little bit worried. Laverick Joe, like the way he went last start, I agree that he's likely just to be driven softly, and in that case, Just Call Me Mickey, but I'm still just not discounting him charging out, but I've gone 7, 9, 8 and 2 for very similar reasons. 7, 9, 8 and 2 for Trent there. All right. We've got a winner come through for and an answer. So we're going to give the answer because I'll probably forget and then I get yelled at by Ryan Bell afterwards, which he didn't send anything through. It was before his vintage too.
He's been winning too much recently.
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
right?
that's true. That's true. He doesn't need any more money.
No.
Gap Road.
Gap Road, yes.
Ah, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Good horse.
Very good horse.
Who trained it?
Fred Kersley.
Fred Kersley?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So it was well before my vintage.
I wouldn't have recalled it though.
It said Bay. I had a recollection of being a bit darker than that, but that was just more.
Might have been a dark Bay.
It was one of my favourite horses as a 7-year-old.
Did Fred drive it as well?
A lot, yes. Yes.
Drove it in that race or the Pinjarra Cup?
We've got no results of those.
We made it very hard then.
But well done to Peter Tilbrook, who got it through, and Tilly's the winner of the voucher to Retrovision. So Tilly will be kicking the heels this morning while working the horses. Race number 5, the Running Camel James Brennan Memorial Group 2 level, 25.36. Cracking race, $23 Golden Load, 126 about Hillview, Bondi and Cordero. Rolling Fire, 41. Mr. Smarty, 230. Never Ending, 850. High Price, 101. Minstrel, 310. The 9, Swingband, 50 to 1. Magnificent Storm, 370. Better Eclipse, 26. And Elter Tribute, 31. Now, I've known Stuart McDonald for a long time. He's never really that confident, and he seemed relatively confident today. Trent, do we go with the confidence of the Suave one?
I think you can. I'm not. But I looked at this race and I thought, like, if you just went on what happened last week, it's pretty hard to go against Minstrel. In the battle between it and Mr. Smarty, obviously, Magnificent Storm's the other one. Because I really thought Mr. Smarty had his chance last start. If you reversed the runs, I think Minstrel would have won easy. Mr. Smarty definitely couldn't have done what Minstrel did. But
Mr. Smarty did go well under his normal form too, I would have thought.
Absolutely, no, totally.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, absolutely. So on that, you just, like, from that last start.
Big query.
Yeah, so there is a query there. I think if Mr. Smarty can get to the front without doing too much work, and then he can actually run sectionals that make it hard for Minstrel to get up outside him, then it'd be really hard to beat if he's anywhere near his best. But if he has to sort of work to the breeze and then rely on Minstrel coming around and pushing him to the front, and Minstrel's sort of only done as much work as him, then I think Minstrel will be too strong from what I've seen last week. So I'm going to go that way. Minstrel on top from Mr. Smarty, and I won't be surprised if the result is the other way around.
You got Golden Load, the early leader?
Yeah, I think so. He Rolling Fire's probably the query. I don't think he'll be Bondi can get across Golden Load, and I don't think, well, I'm certain Cordero can't.
There's Rolling Fire ready to be pushed out of the gate. That's the other query.
Yeah, it's 2,500. That is the query.
So. I think he'll be on the conservative side.
I would have thought so, first up. Yep.
Yeah. So, in that case, Golden Load. And last start, he had the flat tyre Golden Load, so you can just forget about that from the 1,200.
Yeah.
So...
looked to be travelling at the time.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And his previous form, like he started favourite, so in the Nuggets. So I think he's a blowout chance at the $20. But I'm going to go, and is Golden Load going to hand up to Mr. Smarty? That's the career. I would have loved to lead last week. If he holds up easy, does he want to?
Mr. Smarty can cross Golden Load.
Yeah, well, that's a big opportunity too.
I think Stewie will just take all that out there, and he'll just
charge
hit him on the arse, and away he goes.
You can say that now, can't you?
I can. Taylor was saying worse.
But I'm still going to go Minstrel on top from Mr. Smarty. Magnificent Storm, really keen to see him set up. We hardly ever get to see it. If he gets out at the right time, no matter who's in front or what they've done, he's going to be charging. It just could be a bit awkward for how early he does get out. Throwing in Never Ending, who threw out at double-figure odds last start, and he had his chance, though, didn't he? But he'll be improving still, and the 2,500 won't hurt his chances. I'm going to, now it's because it's the last thing, we can do whatever we like, so I'm going to throw Golden Load in for fifth. I don't want to
good old-fashioned quintet.
Yeah,
where's the superfecta?
The superfecta. I don't want to not mention it because I do think he's actually a winning chance at odds. 8, 5, 10 and 6 and 1.
Might be a good way of increasing wagering, Trent. Might be a move as a director of at Rawa for harness racing.
Silky.
Look, Mr. Smarty, I think will be driven very aggressively here. Look, this is a line in the sand night for him. His last run was very disappointing, clearly. There has been identified a few little things with him that have come up that may explain that run, but we want to see him do it tonight. And you hit the nail on the head, Matt. He's going to be driven with a lot of aggression here, gate speed-wise. And I think he'll push his way to the front pretty quickly, unless there's something left field that we don't identify here. Mr. Smarty needs to perform back to his best. I think he was going okay in the lead-ups, but his last run was disappointing. And I think tonight's the line in the sand to see where he's at for the long term in leading up into the Pacing Cup. 5 to win from 8, Minstrel. Big respect, clearly. Just did the job on Mr. Smarty last start, no matter which way you look at it. It's very impressive. The 10, the key for Aiden De Campo here is, and that's why you've got to be aggressive. Aiden's a very sneaky sort of driver. Sometimes can get out underneath them out of the gate and push his way out of those spots, so you've got to be careful there. I'll put in to run third and the 1 Golden Load to run fourth. 5, 8, 10 and 1.
5, 8, 10, 1 on with 5, 8, 10, 11. I'll throw Better Eclipse in for a top 4 spot. He didn't have a great deal of luck first up, expecting him to be getting home pretty well. 5, 8, 10, 11 for me. 5, 8, 10 and 1 for Glen. 8, 5, 10 and 6 for Trent. On to race 6, 8, 21. Free entry GP after the cricket pace, 21.30. Tartan Robin, $26. Sugar Street, $3.80. Mickey Windermere, 6. Stormy Skies, $7.50. Her Presence at $2.80. Overly Excited, 7. Illawong Mustang, 21. Frisky Sticks, $9.50. Arian Rock at $9.50. Trent.
Yeah, I was looking at this race when the markets were up when I was actually doing the form, and I thought that the favourites were a bit short in the market, so I've actually tipped one which was $21 at the time, in Arian Rock. I thought he was super impressive last start in a lot weaker company.
Probably career best in terms of work, burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, which I didn't think was really his go. And
he looked vulnerable, didn't he, in running?
In running, yeah, and it was very strong. So tonight goes up in class and drawn poorly, so you'd want a decent price, which we're getting there. And I thought he could be driven soft, and it's a sort of race where I think there could be a reasonable tempo on, and if that does happen, and hopefully a quick lead time, hopefully Illawong Mustang gets involved again and different things like that, and I thought he was a chance to be sweeping down the outside at odds. So because of that, I'm going to throw him on top. I'm going to throw in Frisky Sticks for similar reasons, who he may go on with it now that it's broken through. Obviously had been disappointing, and so throw it in for second. Number 3, Mickey Windermere is the up-and-comer. And it'll be interesting to see how it performs in this company. I thought there was some chance it could find the top, and if it did, it'd run a really good race. And if not, I still thought it could be thereabouts. And throwing in for fourth, Her Presence, who's actually racing well and a definite winning chance. I just thought it was a little bit under the odds at the price. But this is a race where you could go for 5 or 6 tips as well. Recap is 9, 8. I've changed my numbers. I'm all over the place. 9, 8, 3 and 5.
9, 8, 3, 5. I'm going with the 2 on top, Sugar Street. I think Sugar Street's racing well enough to win. My biggest concern with Sugar Street is when he comes for home, he realises, well, if he ran to the ability of Sugar Street, he would win a lot more races. But
he's a better chaser than he is a leader.
Could run second in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, his last 100 metres, he turned his toes up so many times.
I was concerned about that, so I've left out. Do you think, I thought they might be tempted to lead tonight as well?
Yeah, I reckon they'll lead with him.
And then that's my concern with him.
As long as Lindsay just sits there and doesn't move on him.
If they can tell the horse it's a 2,900 metre race.
Make him think that it's another lap to go. Yeah, look, I like Sugar Street. I think he's ready to win. So 2 on top, 5 Her Presence in for seconds, probably the one going to be Peppering. 3 in for third, Mickey Windermere. This horse has been a big improver. 270 was incredibly short. Getting out to a backable price now. Stormy Skies rarely runs a bad race. 2, 5, 3, 4, Glen.
Yeah, totally confusing race in terms of what's going to happen early. My first thoughts was Sugar Street would lead. Then I thought that Shane Steele might press on here and have a real crack with Stormy Skies. And there's plenty of money around for Stormy Skies, $12 to $13 into $7.50. I thought he might be aggressive here with that horse. Its form is actually quite good. A couple of the runs, numerically 6 and 7, still solid runs. If he can find the front, it just grows the leg. I think that'll be the intention. That case, whether Lindsay's happy to take the sit and have the last crack, because I think he'll get the last crack because Stormy Skies likes to run along. I've gone 4 from 2 in that case. The 5 will be suited by that sort of pressure if that occurs, and sitting off them, as Stewie suggested, probably goes better not being used and running on late. 4, 2, 5, the 7. I'll throw in Illawong Mustang, another one with plenty of gate speed. We saw it last week where he pinged across. That could happen tonight, and that could open up the race as well to create more pressure in the race with him going forward. And I've thrown him in because he can get a reasonable position, even if he doesn't lead. 4, 2, 5 and 7.
4, 2, 5, 7, 2, 5, 3 for me, 9, 8, 3, 5 for Trent. In other words, confusion from all of the panellists. On to race number 8. What happened to race 8?
7.
No, race 7. I've skipped a race. Okay, this is the Riga Pumps and Sprayers. If I said that wrong, I do apologise. Westrel Mares Classic Prelude, 21.30. Sweet Vivian, 3.90. Madam Publisher, 4.80. Heavenly Gypsy, 2.10. Exceptional Armour, $9. Princess Katie, 18. Elter Allure at 31. The Wand Waver at 91. And a Little Darling at $5 here, Glenn.
Yeah, look, this all the press and the speed map referred to by Stewie with Heavenly Gypsy probably not getting involved here at the start does lead to Sweet Vivian to get its opportunity, but I can't go past Little Darling the way it's going its last run. On an each-way basis here, I think it's a good bet, and I'd rather go with that value here in the class of Little Darling. And it can be driven in a number of different ways. We saw how tough Little Darling was last week, but it's also got the brilliance, can be put in the race at various stages here and see what happens early. The breeze may be available. Heavenly Gypsy, I think the pattern would be Heavenly Gypsy would be happy to be outside the lead, take the trail, and Little Darling might be the one to take that spot. And I think from that position, in any position here, Little Darling will be in this finish. Put on top to beat the 1, Sweet Vivian. The 3, Heavenly Gypsy, could get the drop on them here. And the 2, Madam Publisher, Stewie's quite happy with it. going to get the right run. 8, 1, 3 and 2.
8, 1, 3 and 2. Yeah, I thought I was outside the box tipping Little Darling, but I'm with the 8 on top here. 8 from 1, 3 and 2 the same for me. Shazam, Trent?
So I saw Chris Vogt want to lead. What was the comments around Heavenly Gypsy?
Not getting involved.
Definitely not?
Michael Young said that they don't want to use it this week in the press, so I think that does help clear the one's chances.
Absolutely. In some ways it decreases the 8s a little bit, though.
Could the 8 try and ping?
It could do. If they know that...
Well, there's going to be a slingshot there.
It's pretty aggressive last start, too.
It's going to be flying down the track. Sweet Vivian has been crossed from one. Yeah, it's interesting, yeah. I've got Heavenly Gypsy on top. I was concerned about Madam Publisher pushing up at the middle when I was doing the form early, but now it's not going to be involved. I thought it could cross again, but obviously not. But it can still win with a sit. It's $2.10 now. Do not even think about that. It'll start better than $3 if it's not.
Well, it did lead. Say it did lead and it got to the gate and led, would it hand over to Little Darling?
I wouldn't have thought so. Like last week, it was that just.
I would be on last week's run.
Huh?
I would be handing over on last week's run if Little Darling was on top of her.
Yeah.
On top of who?
Heavenly Gypsy. If
Heavenly Gypsy happened to lead, I'm saying it came out the gate and led. Little Darling was right there. I'd be sitting on Little Darling. The way it went last week went enormous.
It did, but yeah, I'm going to put her on top, but I think she'll start close to $4. So their Little Darling, obviously a big chance. Put her in for second. Sweet Vivian, if she leads and gets away with a bit, can run a good race. It was unlucky last week because it sat on Heavenly Gypsy early and then it was held up at a crucial stage of the race. In for third, Madam Publisher. Next best, I'll be surprised if those 4 don't fight it out. 3, 8, 1, 2. I've changed a lot of numbers tonight because of the information. So I've got written down.
I was typing on the run there, so I had it already typed in. 3, 8, 1, 2 for you. 8, 1, 3, 2 for Glen and myself. Race number 8, the Varley Chris Garrard OAM Pace 17:30. Joe the Flow 41, Torrivan Amy 550, Matty Lou 250, Lightfoot Lee 370, I'm Eugene 16, Barbados 23. Under the altar at 31, Joey James 13, Little Happy Fella at $8. She's a Bromac 18, Yankee Lincoln 34, and he's a Cool Mac at 23. Here comes the Hospital hand pass, Trent.
Yeah, and again, because of the prices of the favourites and their limited ability, shall we say, I'm going to go wide here and I'm going to put Little Happy Fella on top. Unlucky last start. I thought it was probably the class runner here. Barrier 9, 1700 for a horse that can't do too much work is a real concern. But as long as there's a solid enough lead time in first quarter, I think it's capable of being close double figure odds and charging home. So I've gone that way. From Matty Lou, has to be respected and sort of the obvious on top selection if you like when you look at them early, but $2.50 is short enough for mine. Lightfoot Lee has won, which you can't say for too many of these horses recently. He won at his last start, so it has to be considered. And Torrivan Amy, get across Joe with the flow early, looks a really good each one particular place bet. 9, 3, 4 and 2.
9, 3, 4 and 2. Look, I'm going the 2 on top. Torrivan Amy was luckless last run. Joe of the Flow's just lost his gate speed this time in, so I thought Torrivan Amy could get around and then probably be leaders back, and it just requires a touch of luck and not really wanting to be on Matty Lou too much or Lightfoot Lee if it's in the breeze. Torrivan Amy was the next best thought. So 2 on top to beat 3 Matty Lou, who opened ridiculously short. She's a good front-running type. She should run a good race. 4 Lightfoot Lee was a good win last start. Suited in this grade, but it just may have to do a little bit of work. And 9 Little Happy Fella. It's just an awkward draw, but he is racing well. 2, 3, 4, 9, Glen.
Yeah, very, very tricky race. Joey James, another one with gate speed, 1700. Will they use it? Hasn't worked out too well lately. No, hasn't been working out, but sometimes they get back to the 1700, they have a look at the quality of the field. But I had Matty Lou, the possible leader. I wasn't too sure about your point about Joe with the flow. Yeah, lost a bit of that gate speed. I think their 10 will be there to kick up, but whether it can hold Torrivan Amy, that's important for that placing. I've just gone with Matty Lou to lead and get away with this race. I think it'll probably end up in front, so it's going to be hard to run down. From the 4, Lightfoot Lee, obviously been on the improve. Good run last up, won pretty easily without much pressure in the race. The 9, the classy one for this type of race is Little Happy Fella. Excuse me. But Little Happy Fella's obviously got tractability issues. It'll be rushing home late if there's plenty of pace. And maybe Barbados, not a bad run. Pinjarra against Elder King in the 157.5, got home well. Could run home well here. 3, 4, 9 and 6.
3, 4, 9 and 6. 2, 3, 4, 9 me. 9, 3, 4, 2 Trent. Race 9. The Termix Pace, 21.30. Lord Publisher, 280. Major Freeway, 12. Cloud 9.34. Captain Confetti, 7. El Waddell, 5.50. Thompson Bay, 17. Louis LeBeau at 11. Travel Band, 3.60. And Cold Hard Cash at $10 here, Glen.
Playing the value again in a wide open race. I think this is the sort of night you've got to find some value in a wide open situation here. I've gone for Louis LeBeau. I think Louis LeBeau's form is pretty good. He was on that 34 lead time previous run in the Rock and Roll Artist race where Rock and Roll Artist flashed home out wide from last. Look, there's Sweet Lucifer was there, Hillview Bondi, Rock Artist. It was a terrific quality race. Now, he sat 1-1 in that race, but he was on the 34-3 lead time, very close to it. Got shuffled back. Still found the line okay, given those circumstances in that race where there was a war between Opal Hunter and Nathan Street. I find that pretty strong form. He's going around at the $11 mark. They bet $20 odd. I think he's a chance here on the each way base. I've gone that way. 7 to win from 4. Captain Confetti, another one. The numerical form doesn't represent just how well this horse is going. I think he's a chance of winning. 7 from 4, the 1, Lord Publisher. The obvious one that's going to probably be in front and be the one to run down. And the 5, El Waddell, one that can figure late. If there's a bit of pressure here, can be running on late. 7, 4, 1 and 5. 7,
4, 1, 5. Well, I found the same horse, 7, Louis LeBeau, for the exact same reasons. I think he's going really well. Lord Publisher, I do think is going to be hard to beat, but I'm quite happy to be involved with Louis LeBeau. If you did get the $21 or $26 about him, that's good shopping. He's still a decent price each way. I think he'll run well. 7 on top from 1, Lord Publisher. 8 in for 3rd, Travel Ban, racing well. And 5 in for 4th, El Waddell, 7185 here, Trent.
Yeah, I've gone more the obvious way this one with Lord Publisher. Thought he could lead. I thought his form was good enough. I thought that run 2 starts back where they went 155.5 at Pinjarra. If he could run a similar, I thought it'd be really hard to beat. So I got him on top. From the 8 Travel Bands, probably the class runner. It's just that awkward draw. Captain Confetti, I think, has been really unlucky. If he can get the right run, it can be dangerous. And El Waddell, next best, 1, 8, 4 and 5.
1, 8, 4, 5, 7, 4, 1, 5 Glen, 7, 1, 8, 5 for me. The last at 10.25, Garrard's Pesticides 2-year-old fillies pace. 21.30, Staycation 19, Viva Los Wages 8. 3 Sherika at 16, Insurgency 390, Hudson Street 26, Strelitzia Miss 101, Mars Attack 23, and I'm category 5, $1.40, Trent.
Yeah, I'm category 5 on top for me. Looks extremely hard to beat. Nice filly, had to do work first up and won well. The only danger in my mind is Insurgency, who had raced well, and he's in her first 4 starts. It's a fillies race, of course, and been placed in all and improving in every one now with Deborah Lewis. So she's the only one I think capable of beating the favourite if it does sort of go to another level. Mars Attack, it's got ability, put him for 3rd. And then I didn't mind Sharika as an improving type. I know she had a soft run last start, but she's only beaten 2.7 metres by category 5. Thought she could be a place chance at odds. 8, 4, 7 and 3.
8, 4, 7, 3, and with 8 on top, I'm category 5 to beat 4 Insurgency. I think they'll fight it out. 2 Viva Los Wages put in for 3rd, and 5 Hudson Street. Just think it did too much in the early stages last start. The first up run was really good, expecting a nice run from her here. Hudson Street in for the top 4, 8, 4, 2, 5, Glen.
Very similar, Matt. 8 to win. I'm category 5. Obviously, Shane Young did all the work on Insurgency, got it educated, and it was probably always going to Deborah Lewis with that team. It will continue to improve, I think, with the racing. 8 from 4, the 2 Viva Los Wages to run 3rd, should get the nice run there, and the 3 Sharika on the improve, obviously, the way it's racing. 8, 4, 2 and 3.
8, 4, 2 and 3. Let's take a break and we'll have best bets and a wrap-up for the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview.
You are listening to the Gloucester Park Preview, proudly presented by Retrovision. Retrovision, lowest prices guaranteed. RAC members save an extra 5% every day at Retrovision.
Welcome back to the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview. We need best bets, and coming through with those now, we have Trent Cooper. Trent, what are your best?
Yeah, I like race 9, number 1, Lord Publisher, and the other one I like is race 10, number 8, I'm category 5, and we'll throw that one in for the team multi.
There we go. Well, everyone's asleep. Races 9 and 10. Your thoughts, Glenn?
Yeah, 2-5 Chasing Rex, the multi for the team multi, into 10-8, I'm category 5. I'll play a couple of each ways. Little Darling in race 7, number 8 each way, and 9-7 Louis Lebeau on each way basis. I think they're good value tonight.
Okay, and I like race 1, number 5 Star Lily, race 2, number 5 Chasing Rex, and race 3, number 5 Dawson, who I've thrown in for the team multi. So we're going for the squeeze, and which is aptly named as we go into chasing winners after 9 o'clock. Race 2, number 5, race 3, number 5, race 10, number 8 for the team multi, around about that $4.60. Glenn, thank you very much for your time. You've been fantastic, and appreciate everything that you've done for this show over the last few years. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
And your thoughts and expertise in the sport of harness racing.
Thank you very much, Matt, indeed. It's great working with you guys. Look, people are concerned about Gloucester Park preview ongoing, and there has been some interest by Sports Connection, Declan Kelly, 91.3 FM, to expand the interest in racing industry.
Yep.
So some more coverage coming from Sports Connection.
Sport FM.
Sport FM 91.3. So they're going to cover a fair bit of it. They're going to make some announcements. The Gloucester Park preview, I think, they're very interested in it.
Yep.
So hopefully we can get something going there in the next week or so in regards to that. So our audience, and supported terrifically well by Retrovision boys, are interested in probably doing something with that. So that gives some encouragement about what's happening. Obviously, SEN are taking over. We're working closely with SEN too to get as much coverage for harness racing as we can.
I appreciate that. And Trent, I've always appreciated your time. Thank you very much, and all the best to you moving forward as well. You're heading into a different route, so all the best, and thank you very much for your time over these last few years.
Yeah, no worries. It's been great. Probably over 12 or 15 years on the show now. And I just really hope the stars of the show are our industry participants who give our time, and they're the ones who, with their information and their openness, is the one that drive turnover. So I really hope that somehow we can maintain that, because it's so important for the turnover factor, but also for them promoting their own brand as well.
100%.
So we really hope that that they do get the airtime that they deserve, so the industry can keep moving forward.
100% right, and I agree with those sentiments there. We do thank everyone who has been so giving with their time over the years on the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview. Of course, we thank Glen Mortimer for his sponsorship, and everyone that has been involved in the show. Tim Walker obviously taking it over for a number of years as well, and prior to that Mick Radley was on the show. It's been fantastic for so long, but on a personal level, this is my last shift on Tab Radio after 17 years. It's all I've really known, so it's a very sad day, and I would just like to personally thank a few people. Back when I started, when I was only 17 years of age, I have appreciated the opportunity to be able to work in an industry that has been so giving to me and fantastic, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to work in an industry that I love, and hopefully I can still be able to do that in some capacity going forward. So a couple of people mainly to mention. Firstly, Wes Cameron, who he's a bit taboo to be able to mention Wes, but Wes has been unbelievable to me. He's been one of my great criticisers, but in a good way, and always asking me to strive for the best that I can be, and I don't think I would be in the position that I'm in today if it wasn't for Wes Cameron's managerial style since joining the manager's role in 2016. Peter O'Neill, who's a great man. Pete took over the reins from Wes, and I really appreciate everything that Pete has done for me, not only professionally but also personally. Pete is one of the great men, and I really do appreciate him. It's been fantastic to work alongside people like Stuart Meister, who was a great teacher for me in the start, Giulio Santarelli, Marty Young, Tim Walker in recent years. Working alongside Tim's been fantastic. Digby Beecham and Taylor Cortland, Alex Vlahos, Riley Morgan. There's been so many people that I've enjoyed working with here on Tab Radio, and I'm really going to miss. And even the race callers, John Hunt when I first started, Darren McCauley, Richie Bell, and also Ryan Levitsky, who was one of my favourites to work with when I first started on air. As we move into chasing winners now, and don't want to eat into their time too much, but personally, want to thank everyone that I've just mentioned. Thank everyone who I haven't mentioned. If I have forgotten, I do appreciate everything that the people have done for me, and mostly the industry participants for when I had one out, one back, to be able to give their time and help me be able to put together a really good show. I appreciate everything that has been given to me over the years, and hopefully we can continue that on. I'll still be on board as a race caller, and hopefully we can be able to build, as what Glen was saying about the Gloucester Park preview and that going forward. But good luck and good punting. Hopefully there's many winners to you tonight and going forward, and hopefully this isn't the final time of seeing Chasing Winners, the Retrovision Gloucester Park preview going forward. But it is now time for Chasing Winners as we take a break and say a very good morning here from the Gloucester Park preview.